Welcome everyone, it's John here. Come to you from
Hello guys, this is John. Decided I was going to try a new project here. I wanted to take some of my older videos and just kind of do some commentary over top of them and maybe give you all a little more insight of what it took to do this video, what happened during the events of this. Now, as you see, we're at Whirlwind Mansion. First thing I want to point out, if you look around the corners, you see this weird thing moving in. I tried this wide angle lens on that camera, and the camera has a built-in gimbal, so like you would see the edges, the rim of the wide angle. It did give it a much wider angle, but it also showed a lot of solar flares more in it too. I eventually abandoned the, no pun intended, the wide angle lens, but anyways, this is the Whirlwind Mansion. Now, the cool thing about this place is it has actually been saved. A gentleman has bought it, and he is restoring it as we speak. But this is the place that really set off my channel. Not this video in particular. The original video is just absolutely horrendous. So I figured I'd go with this one. This was my return with a new camera. But I want you to keep in mind this is terrible camera work. I'm working on getting better, at this point, but this is early on. So, but I will say as well, if you have not watched this video or any of the other Whirlwind, I'm going to put a link in the description where you can go, and it'll take you to a playlist of all the Whirlwind Mansion videos I've done. Now, one thing I'm proud of, I was the first person to do a video here. No one else had put one on YouTube. But it became trendy. A lot of people would come in town and try to go film this. A lot of them started getting caught because, they were making a lot of ruckus and noise. I simply just went in and filmed and left. I wasn't tying fishing string to stuff and throwing it around like some people were. But anyways, this is a really cool place. I mean, everyone knows the story of Jake Butcher and the bank fraud scandal back in the 80s. And this was his home. He lost his home after all that happened. So, and here we are entering the pool area. This trip, actually, I didn't even go upstairs. It's in one of the other videos where you see upstairs more. It's just pretty plain. I didn't see a point in actually going up there, especially when we saw a car drive by. And that pool, oh, that's so disgusting. I hate stagnant water. I have a fear of falling into stagnant water, like through a floor. Oh, and it drives me nuts. Now, this area here could have been really, it could have really been fixed up, and hopefully it is now. I think the guy has like redid all this out in his yard, and I made a stupid comment here. I can't remember what it was. But anyways, yeah, we'll eventually journey inside, and you'll see the main area level, which is still pretty much real.
Perhaps from some wealthy wench back in the day or something.
Yeah, I said from some wealthy wench. I don't know what I said. There's Heather, Nathan, and Ashley. They came with me. This is one of the few times Heather actually went on an abandoned explorer with me. She normally stays away from abandoned and haunted, but this is one she went, and we had a good time. Did get nervous when the truck kind of drove by. I think it had some squatters hanging out up there. But anyways, the owner of it now has contacted me since then to let me know that, hey, this is all, it's under ownership. Don't be trespassing here anymore. And, hopefully if you're watching this and you were the owner, the current owner, this is obviously not anytime recent. This is an old video. I'm just doing a kind of a voiceover. What do you call it? The director's cut. I guess we'll call this. Another term is, oh, I can't think of it. I'm having a brain fart right now. But commentary. That's the word I'm looking for. That's cool. The funny thing is I'm leaving all this in. Just because, I want it to kind of be raw for you guys. But let me know what you think about this. If you like the commentary, definitely let me know. If you don't like it, still let me know. But see, the last time I went there, all these windows that you see on this sunroom have been smashed out by idiots.
This was not this bad the last time.
And that column was about to fall. Now, I drove by recently. I don't want to take pictures of somebody's private house. But, oh yeah, somebody had busted the back glass and the door out. And I think they tried to shut all the doors up so no one could get in. And some idiots came and busted that glass out. Yeah, and I'm telling them off.
I can focus here. There's the grand staircase.
And there's that grand staircase. There's some famous pictures of Butcher and some famous people standing in that area. And that makes me so sad. That huge painting. The frame is what's worth the most, obviously, but someone came and cut the canvas out of it. And it just made me sick to my stomach. It's like, why didn't somebody just take that painting? You know, it's times like that when you know somebody like me does this, and you're just like, man, I should take that. But you know, it's kind of like this unspoken rule when you do this. You know, the first time you steal something, that makes you as low as the people who come in and steal and vandalize. So I will not take anything from a location, unfortunately, because I've seen some really cool stuff that I'd like to be like, oh man, I need to save this, but you know, someone owns it and it's not my place to take it, so I will not do so. I reckon, hopefully, he's finished all this. The guy who owns it now. This was a project they had tore it apart, and they were going to make an apartment. This section.
That project where they were trying to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying right now in the video. And
was the kitchen.
Yeah, this is like the first really big explore I ever did, and I was so proud that I got into the Whirlwind Mansion. Yeah, and they took all the floors up out of that. Must have been something kind of higher end. Because like most of the really high end stuff they took. Oh, this is a scene.
This is cool. This is probably an original piece of furniture that was.
And then you see them point in the glass here.
I'm gonna walk over here.
They get my attention.
Sorry about that, guys. We had a rogue vehicle just kind of pass by.
Yeah, that was a truck came from. It was only one way in and out here, and the truck came from the garage. So I'm wondering if there were some squatters living upstairs, which this place has a history, squatting in here and doing drugs, and they kind of fled out as we were exploring downstairs. Now this big dining hall area was beautiful.
The size of these curtain rods.
One thing I will say about this mansion though is like it was. A lot of people's, saying it's cheaply built. I say yes and no. I mean, structurally, it's pretty sound. But like, some of the trim wasn't as high end as you'd think it would be for a mansion this grand.
Really pretty. This is where I turn.
Excuse me. But yeah, we go into this area. This is like where the master bedroom and stuff was. Really cool. There's another kitchen, just like a side kitchen. I'm wondering if this was kind of added when they were trying to make apartments out of this. Yeah, I remember the story. Someone was trying to rob a refrigerator out of here, and the cops caught them because the sheriff's department, when this was abandoned, was using it for SWAT training.
And they got busted trying to steal the fridge when the cops come in for their training. It was very.
But yeah, hopefully I get better at doing this voiceover thing because it's. Oh, this sink was cool.
That is cool.
And yeah, I hate that it was broken. That was such a neat design.
Yeah, check out the faucet.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It's missing a fish.
This goes on into a bedroom.
So yeah, anyways, I got caught up watching the video here. Yeah, the stupid wide angle thing drives me nuts. It ruins so many of my videos. And back then I was in a really bad habit of like when I'm filming to not see things through my camera. And that's why you see me like pointing the camera straight down and moving around rapidly sometimes. It's because I'm looking around but I'm not pointing my camera. In my attempt at being funny.
Maybe in the master suite because of that humongous bathroom.
Yeah, I made the joke of, that's creepy.
Sociology.
I can't even read sociology. Sometimes I'm an idiot, but it's all good.
Okay, I never got behind this last time. And a bottle of whiskey that was sitting up here is now gone.
Oh yeah, I didn't even explain where I was at. I just start recording in a whole different area. Wow.
Pentagram right
Man.
there.
Yeah, pentagram on the mirror was kind of creepy.
Probably been a little
But definitely one of my favorite places I've ever filmed. And I'm really glad that it has been saved. You know, and there's a lot of work been done to the mansion to restore it back to its glory.
Is that a door maybe over there?
So yeah, here's like another little bar area.
Turlet.
Oh yeah, this is where the whole turlet thing started.
That's gross.
When I jokingly said turlet one day and someone wrote me a 10-page paragraph.
Okay, just to let y'all know, I'm not going to go upstairs. We just saw a vehicle pass by a while ago. So, but this besides that, upstairs is just like, it's all been gutted and renovated into apartments.
Yeah, the upstairs was not up to snub. You know, it was just plain. There's nothing fancy about it.
Basement. That's what I want to see.
And the basement's where it is, man. The basement was kind of creepy, that tunnel.
Over here, so we're going to go down to the basement.
And this is when I had just gotten new lighting, and I was really excited about it being able to light up. Because I remember the first time I came down here, I realized, well, this lighting's for real. This stuff will light up anything. It was my first trip down there in the basement. Me and my brother-in-law just had a little flashlight, and you couldn't see crap with it. It was so dim. But this is it. Got a lot of comments on this video too. Oh, they buried gold in the yard. They hid it in the basement, stuff like that.
The what? Yeah, I saw it last time. We'll go.
And there's an exercise treadmill. I'm sure all this stuff has been. Now, I noticed there was some like moisture damage to some of the flooring and stuff, but nothing like major. Like it was definitely savable. All the house. I mean, you see the basement's pretty dry.
These old bags and
Yeah, someone said that duffel bag had $60-something thousand in it, but I doubt it.
Shelving.
I told them they better be sharing it with me.
Lots of old paperwork. Guys, I don't look at what's on papers.
I kind of hate myself for not looking in that bag because ever since someone commented and said it had all that money in it, I've always wondered, does it really?
There's a workout band.
And I'm surprised that like at this point, hardly any of the electrical wire had been robbed out of the house.
Check his wine cellar out.
Yeah, they had at once a pretty grand wine cellar in this place.
I know the last time you could not see it very well. So this time I'm excited to actually get in here and show you guys.
Yeah, look at that wine cellar was cool. They tore most of it out, but that was
This probably would have
old Butcher had that put in, I'm sure, back when it was first built.
vintage artwork on that door. Looks like an
It's
old
not-
lodge or something from back in the day.
I was sitting there looking at that vintage artwork. It's pretty shitty. But anyways, we move out here. Now the most terrifying thing I never thought of is down this hallway. You'll see here in a second. There's a big ball. You can see it's kind of wet, like water's dripping down in there.
It's pretty darn awesome.
And this is under the pool, or at least really adjacent to the pool.
Room here.
And that's where all the water from the pool plumbing comes in. So like if one of these pipes were to burst, it's very possible all of the pool water just flood into the basement. And you imagine that happening while we're standing there. Just imagine at the end of this hallway. This really creeps me out. Because at the end of the hallway, it's locked up. You can't get out. And just all that pool water just rushing up against that. That would be disgusting and terrifying and just
Outside, it's all locked up.
all that.
Muddy and wet. So.
Golly, that would be terrifying.
Okay, guys, I want to shed some light on something.
And that was candle wax. There was blood stains in the carpet and stuff upstairs.
Blood. Now, I think some of the carpet upstairs has blood. This is candle wax.
Yeah, that's candle wax. Somebody walking around with candlelight. Probably someone squatting there, walking around, moving around at night, was dripping candle wax everywhere.
I'm sure.
But,
Look at this.
it could have been some kind of ritual or something. Yeah, those doorways were pretty neat. And how they were just completely,
And another fun
like really wide.
The last time, just in case you hadn't seen the video, they actually modeled this after the house on Gone with the Wind.
Yeah, it somewhat looks like the Gone with the Wind house.
And then if you turn
And it's kind of themed after it.
ahead of the mountains, this is a neighborhood back here, but it used to be all.
Yeah, they converted, they turned a lot of the property into a subdivision.
Really sad to see this place.
And then we walk around outside for a minute, and you get to see
I'll tag my previous.
what I thought might have been a helicopter pad, but I'm not sure. I know they landed helicopters here.
Gutted.
Because, you know, he was friends with a lot of really big people, and
And two.
they had a helicopter pad at one point, and I know the really notable people would enter through the tunnel. So, but you know, if this was a helicopter pad up here that we're fixing to walk to, that wouldn't make sense.
Hornet's nest in here.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the hornet's nest in there. And that sucked. It didn't look very active at that point, but still pretty scary.
There were rumors that he had a helicopter.
Yeah, this surely was not the helicopter pad. I think it was just a patio area. Now that I see it,
Platform probably just like an
so definitely not a helicopter pad. But there was rumors that there was one there, and that all the notable people would just fly in on helicopter.
Look at the house from this side.
And that's a side view of the mansion. You can't see it from here, but Melton Hill Lake is right there, which is where they do a lot of the
Hope you enjoyed.
canoe rowing and racing, like national championships in college, rowboating.
Like before.
But this is where we'll leave you guys. This is my first time. I know it's not perfect, but let me know what you think about doing these commentary videos. I want to do more of them. I think this is going to work out pretty well.
Please like, share, subscribe.
But guys, remember, don't forget to go back and watch this original video.
Turn, go upstairs. I'd just rather.
If you have requests, you want to hear commentary over certain videos I've done in the past, let me know in the description down below.
Part of the house. And you can
And this is my first. This is kind of my pilot of doing this, so I know it's
subscribe.
a lot to work on. But guys, I thank you for watching. Don't forget my Patreon and Spreadshirt and all that.